Okay, so I'm here at Ivy Lawn still, and I'm down by the two what appear to be mausoleums at the bottom. And I think I figured it out. There's two indoor slash outdoor mausoleums and a garden mausoleum. So let's go see what we can take a look at. Because there's quite a few people here, but less people when I arrived here because it's getting later in the day. So let's see what we can see. So this one clearly looks like the original mausoleum, and I guess that's the chapel. You can just tell by the construction that looks very 40s, 50s. And then you look at this thing, and it just screams 1970s. That lattice work is very 70s. And then there's this outdoor garden one, which who knows was added after. But let's take a look at the original one here first. Here, let's go take a look. So here's one side of the outdoor garden mausoleum. So here's the thing. There's a huge gathering right on the other side of this. So I'm not going to show you guys that. That would be kind of awkward. But pretty standard, outdoor mausoleum space. I've seen a lot of 90s, 80s, 2000s. Probably about when I was born, maybe I was born. Probably when it was built. The one cool thing I'll say about this is it's got a beautiful view of the 1968-69 mausoleum that I just showed you inside. You can even see the 101 there in the background if you look close, see the cars going. But yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Ventura. Perfect day for me to show this to you because some of you may not know, sometimes May, June can be the coldest months of the year here because of the marine layer effect. And in fact, just the last week, California baked at 100, 105 degrees. But I've been visiting my parents here for 2 weeks, and it never got above 71, 72 degrees the whole time. And foggy and gray. I was very lucky. So that's one side of the outdoor mausoleum, the garden mausoleum. You can kind of see the rest of the place there. Those flags are the Veterans Memorial. There's some big, huge, large single mausoleum up there, but I'd love to take a look at more, but the day is getting later and I have a drive, so I hope everyone enjoyed the little I did get to show you and see. Good seeing everyone again. Here's the outdoor section of the mausoleum on the left here, or the garden section. See, there's the entrance we just were in, and we got beautiful plants. Palm trees, of course, it's California. And we got these really old school garden niches. A lot of them are, I don't know, a wide variety here. I'm seeing 2000s, 90s, 80s, even some 70s. A lot of those. And then this whole side, sunrise. Yep, this seems to be full-size crypts. And it looks like some are available. Still, or I mean, they could have been pre-bought, who knows. 2006, 2003, 2004, 2004 again. Look, this is not interesting, but sad. So this appears to beloved husband and father, Bert M. Dahl, February 28th, 1911, December 3rd, 2004. And this must be his wife, Millie O. Dahl, February 26, 1916 to October 16, 2004. And it looks like she died, and then not 2 months later he died, which unfortunately is very, very common in married couples when that happens. I've seen it personally, and it's sad, but I've even heard stories of couples dying within 24 hours of each other, which is pretty insane, but goes to show the psychology of death and connection. And these people, we're talking, have been married, 50, 40, 50, 60 years. It's insane. Looks like some pigeons made a real nice mess there. Coming around the back side of the building. See, there's lots of people here today. Tons of cars. East Garden, let's see in the back here. Oh look, there's even more crypts. And that must be the stained glass window that we were just in. These look a little newer, 2002, 2014. Wow. So that's this building. Let's try to see if we can get the other one. Forgive me about that. Somebody came in and I wanted to give her privacy. So I just figured something out too while sitting down. These crypts, full-size crypts. The west panel, another beautiful stained glass window. Looks like newer columbariums, but it has this little section here, which I just figured out, I think, I'm almost positive, was an addition to the building. They probably figured out they had space, because I can see there's a slight color difference in the wall and the ceilings, and it just doesn't make sense for it to not to match the other side. But look at huge glass niches. Looks like from at least the 90s. There's some people in here I saw from the 90s. And it's been almost full. Pretty amazing how tall they go up too. All the way to the ceiling. But some of these are, yeah, see 2004. March 30th, 2004. God, she was only a year older than me. She should be 41. That's a shame. I wonder what happened to her. 2004. I think I could have sworn I saw some from the 90s. So I don't know. Maybe the 2000s. But they are full. I think this one's got a lot going on here. That's, I believe, if I'm right, that's the wings for the U.S. Army Air Corps, predated the Air Force. Wow, yeah, no, some of these are really elaborate. This one's kind of cool. They got like a purple vibe going on. Yeah, look at this, guys. They got like a whole little mini garage going on in there. Dog. Wow. Well, that's really kind of it for this one here. Let me attempt to see if I could show you a little bit of the other building. Wow, still empty niches. Probably for sale. Okay, so this is the one on the left, the older one that looked like maybe 40s, 50s. So here's the thing, there's a lot of people here, so if I have to cut real fast, it's because of that. But there seems to be nobody inside here for now, so I figured I'd get a couple of minutes in. And there's just a lot of people here. It's Sunday. So pretty typical little, pretty small but significant little chapel. Looks like where they have funerals. Then they have these columbarium spaces, which are honestly some of the tallest I have ever seen. 20 feet. And they're not even quite full yet. And a lot of the dates, 80s, 90s. So they probably added these much later in the building's existence, because the outside spaces are much more older. But these seem to be a lot of the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Some of them are pretty elaborate. These to me are the most interesting ones, because people could really make little art pieces out of them, I swear. And they're just more of a memorial monument to that person's particular life. And then you have some of the crypts, a lot of from the 60s. See, 1964, 53, 69. And it's set up, it's pretty small, it's just these two wings. And I'll show you over there in a second. Let's go down here and see some of the crypts. Yeah, 70s. Some of them are newer, in 2009. Wow, she was about 90. Some of them got the pictures holding up pretty good. Beautiful tall chandelier work, tall ceiling. That's why I think this is 40s, 50s, probably 50s. The 50s had the big vault ceilings like that. And a beautiful stained glass window that gives a real cool light effect in here. And these niches look much newer. They're not the newest kind, they don't have the lights. But I think this looks like an add-on for sure. And there's not very many of them filled. Only one or two. It's kind of weird. These look like they might have been added on later on, these crypts, because the dates are much newer. Well, no, there's one from the 80s. The 90s, 2012, 91, 93, 85. From this distance, you can really see how tall those columbariums are. I mean, we're talking 20 feet. I hope nobody walks in here on me doing this. One of the reasons why I don't like to go on Sundays, go in the middle of the week, which I'm grateful I can do. You tend to have a lot less people around. Yeah, some of these are pretty immaculate, or pretty, not immaculate, art. What word am I looking for? Pretty elaborate. There we go. This guy's got a whole setup in here. And there comes someone right now. So now we're going to take a look at the one from the 70s here. And I already took a look, and when I say it's small inside, it's definitely small. So here we go. It's got pretty much just this one big open hallway, and it splits them to the left and the right. But it is nice. Other than having a very smell in here. Not bad, right on the cusp of being bad, but it is the warmest day in a while. It has this interesting new columbarium case here that looks pretty empty, except for one. And that's from 2023 and 2018. It's right in front of this beautiful, cool mosaic. Once again, very tall ceilings. And interestingly enough, it has, I don't know why, it's got this big space behind it. Then push it all the way to the wall. But still looks like a lot of empty crypt spaces. Beautiful little fake stained glass. These crypts are all full all the way up there. Yeah, so this is definitely from the 70s, because, oh, right, 69, so maybe late 60s. I see 70, 76, but I was pretty much there. Yeah, some 90s, 80s, but 80s, 70s. Definitely from that time period. I'd say late 60s. They like that lattice stuff. And then it splits off to the left here, and then you can literally see right across the outside is the door to the other mausoleum we were just at. But we'll say this, kind of interesting columbarium spaces. Some of the old school brass, old one style, and you got these nice statues here. They're pretty nice, and Some of the glass ones, these were probably some of the very first glass niches they ever had. And like, look, 1971. And then look, this is underneath, obviously his wife or somebody, just her remains still in that receiving box. Date of death 9/5/2007. So who knows? Maybe they didn't have the money for another urn. Just stuck that in there. Married couple. Another statue. Oh, I think this one's Jesus and the lambs. You got these crypts in the back. Yeah, C77, 80. Looks like one of them has been replaced. It's creepy. Maybe they had to remove somebody, which they sometimes have to. People get moved. People want to do different things, move their family member somewhere. It costs a lot of money, but it is what it is. You could look online. There's a couple of indoor mausoleums around the country that have been abandoned and are in extremely poor repair, been vandalized, all sorts of bad stuff. And people kind of, for the lack of a better term, rescue their family members out of there all the time to move them. And it costs a pretty penny to hire somebody to go in there and do it. And then it's weird, they even have to leave like this little sticker behind that says the human remains have been removed legally, filed on this date, tra-la-la. Yeah, the old school. There's a lot of these from like 69 is the earliest I've seen on any of these. So it's probably about right, 1967, 68 when they built it. See a lot of 70s, 80s. Some of these are glass. Mercer Lane, Hickfeld, the Major family. Workman, God has not promised him without rain. Oh, look, he was Jerry William Jr. He lived a very ripe old age, 29 in 2019, and looks like he wanted to be put in there with probably his son, May 4th, 80 to March 10th, 81. That's sad, didn't even make a year. And then out that's really the end of this indoor here. And you can see the other garden mausoleum out there. Let's just I gotta scope it out first and see how many people are there, because there was a lot of people on the other side of that when I came in. But small, but beautiful, nice little areas in here. Yeah, perfect timing because somebody's coming in. It's great showing these to you, everyone. Right, so that was this little small one here. I'm about to go over, I think there's a large one that might have an indoor space over on the other side. And even if it has an outdoor space, let's try to see if I can do a video over there. There is some people over there, so I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to get. There's nobody really here right now. That's why I was able to kind of sneak this one in. So let's see. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of this one here. Hello, it's Tyler Scott here again, and I am at the Ivy Lawn Memorial Park in Ventura, California. Now it's about 100 years old, and apparently this was the first lawned cemetery in the city, in the county of Ventura. And I came across something kind of interesting here that I just couldn't resist showing you. So let's go take a look. So I'm driving over the mausoleum over there. You can even see it to the right. But I had to stop and take a look at this cool thing. It looks brand new. You can even see the sign, I'm available to buy. It's a garden columbarium shaped like a lighthouse, which is kind of fitting because the ocean's not just a few miles away. I can tell it's brand new. There's only one person in the whole thing. Pretty recent, 2019, 2022 dates. But it is pretty cool for an outdoor columbarium. It's pretty tall too. It's like, God, maybe almost close to 20 feet tall. There's somebody else. All right, so there's two. Well, technically there was two people in that one, and now there's him, Frank Whitney. You got little benches right here and this little garden. Oh, look, that's what it is. Looks like some old school vertical niches, which are actually kind of rare. These older vertical niches where you just kind of drop down and they're flat. Well, they saw an area where they could build and they took it, and it's cool. So I'm kind of in the middle of it, and you can see this is the newer section, because when I came in up there, you could see the Millionaires Row and some of the larger headstones. And in fact, what I'm gonna do next is, you can kind of see, I think there's a large indoor mausoleum over there, which I'm definitely gonna go check out. But when I was driving in, I saw this cool little building, and at first I just drove past it because it just looked like a maintenance building or something, but so I noticed it was really new looking, and I came out. Some of the doors were locked, but there was one door that was unlocked. And what I've discovered this is it was a historic pump house, the oldest existing building at Ivy Lawn. No building records exist for the structure. Now, I'm not going to read that whole long spiel for you, but it just kind of fell into disrepair over the years, and it took them well over 100 years to finally get around to getting the money to fix it up, to keep its historical significance intact. And they call it the new Garden House, and they turned it into a columbarium with, of course, handicap access. And it's a very nice little garden out here. I'm also very lucky. I've been in Ventura for 2 weeks, and this is the first day, or the second day in a row I've seen sun in how many weeks. So they have this beautiful garden with these roses. I think a little standalone. I think that is a outside columbarium. Let's take a look at it real fast. Why not? Pretty new. Daryl E. Feebach. Jean Roberto Feebach. Very nice. And they have this beautiful little courtyard here. It's weird. I can smell the chlorine from the water of that fountain right there. So the other doors were locked, and at first, because it's Sunday, I'm hardly ever mausoleuming on a Sunday. There's a restroom you can't get into. I didn't think it was going to be open, but persistence is sometimes a good thing. The Ivy Lawn Memorial Park and Funeral Home. And the other doors were locked. But I came around the side door, and lo and behold, it is open. It's funny, it smells brand new in here. Kind of like that one I went to in Illinois. And it's got these beautiful glass niches. You can tell these are the new ones because they have the lights in them. They got some really cool old school decor here. It's even air conditioned. And most of them are empty. But this is really cool. And it has to be something with this place that offered it, because more than one has it in here. Some of the ones that are filled, here we go. Dr. Derry Boatman, 1961 to 2017. He's got this cool picture frame that's digital, and look, it's changing pictures. Of all the columbariums I've ever seen, I've never seen that. And the thing is that some of them over here have it as well. Look at these couches, and look how nice it is in here. It's really cool. They have these historic pictures of the cemetery. You can see that's the 101 freeway right there. In fact, if you've ever driven up or down the 101, you've driven right past this place. Some of these cool historic pictures. Look at that. That looks really old school. 101 wasn't even there, just the highway. See, the unfortunate thing is, too, is there's nobody here right now for me to ask in the office anything more about the history of the place, because, well, it's Sunday, which is a rare day for me to be out doing this. But this is when I find myself here. This one's cool, only one of them. Looks like a married couple. And the woman is still alive. She's not in there. Maureen J. Carroll, June 19th, 1947. Happy birthday, Maureen, in a few days. I think today's, no, it's a few days before. But then check it out. This is what I was talking about. Look at if you come over here to this corner, this columbarium, every single one has those digital picture frames changing. Sunny Lee Samang-Diego. I probably butchered that name. March 3rd, 1972, October 3rd, 2016. That's tragic. She's too young. I wonder what happened to the poor girl. Now this one's got one too. They must love Japanese stuff. But that one's not working. And then you go over here, Lorianne Liskin, and she's got one in the corner there too, working. Pretty interesting. Yeah, beautiful, small little columbarium space, very nice. Definitely the most comfy furnished I've ever seen. Man, you could have about 4 or 5 people in here grieving at once. And definitely, you could tell they shop at Pottery Barn. These are good quality furniture.